Tirico, Greg Olson, Greg, wild first month of the calendar in the NFL. Had some great games, some finishes that were pretty special, the usual surprises. Now, we hit October, and like you said, this is where the season really gets going.
Yeah, doesn't it just feel like on the NFL calendar, every month kind of has its own vibe, right? It's September, you're just starting to figure out how good you are. You don't even know how good your own team is, let alone the rest of the league. But once the calendar page turns to October, things start to become a little bit more clear. We know the contenders. We know the teams that have a long road ahead of them. These October games go a long way to setting the table come playoff time later in the season.
And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time. And taking the snaps, quarterback now in his third year in the league.
In last week's game, the opponent just really neutralized him and frankly this entire passing game. Nobody was open when they were. He missed some throws. Offensive line had some protection issues. It just overall was a poor performance. So they understand if they're going to come into today's game and have some success, they've got to find a way to get some explosive production and some efficiency out of this passing game.
Fortunately here, one of his teammates quick to react, and they will indeed retain possession. Ready, third and long. Bill look to throw. Moving left, will try to run for it, and he will give himself up at the end of that one.
And that's a great job defensively here on third down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn it to a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the first down.
McCaffrey gonna return it. And it lines up a very solid return. He gets it up past the 30. This crowd ready in anticipation. Their offense taking the field for the first time. They're going to be let out by the man from the University of Oregon, their rookie quarterback.
Here we have a guy, Mike, just really coming off a tremendous outing last week. It seemed like everything was working for him in that win. Early rhythm he was able to establish and go back to the final whistle. He had an answer for everything the defense threw at him. He continues to stay one step ahead and continues to protect the ball at this rate. It's going to be a hard group to beat.
Now they'll set up to throw. Get it now. And he's going to go into the end zone on an electrifying run. Touchdown, Tokyo. You talk about a quarterback getting things done with his legs. Everything covered downfield, but they couldn't cover him as he went down the field for a touchdown.
Mike, sometimes as a defensive coordinator, you just can't prepare for everything. In this case, you have the play defended perfectly. Passing lanes are all taken away. Everyone in coverage is where they're supposed to be. So what does the quarterback do? He tucks the ball away, and he takes it the distance for 6.
Now Justin Tucker for the point after. His kick is good, and his guys will take a 7-0 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here comes a return from the 5. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The visitors' offense going to take over now for the second time. Greg, I love the evolution of the NFL. Every 3-4 years feels like things change a little bit. Right now it feels like we're in a running back, running game era. Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely, and the league has such a funny way of continuing to reinvent itself. Years ago, 15, 20 years ago, Mike, this was a running back league. It was play action. Quarterbacks were under center. And then what offenses realized was the best way to score points is to generate explosive plays, get a bunch of yardage all at one time, because it's very hard to sustain possession in the NFL. So as a result, they said, okay, what's the best way to generate big plays? It's to throw the ball downfield. So it became a very pass-heavy league, and then now defenses have to answer. The days of the big defensive tackles, the 260-pound Mike linebackers, everyone now on the field had to be able to defend space and defend the pass, and there was a lot more air on the field created by the defenses. So now, as a result, the offenses are saying, okay, we're throwing into all these bad looks, all these teams playing dime, multiple defensive backs. We're now going to take advantage of smaller bodies on the field, and we're going to run the ball at you. So the way I like to classify it is, offenses aren't running the ball more because they want to. Offenses are running the ball more because defenses are encouraging them to do that and saying, I dare you to run the ball 40 times this game and generate enough big plays to score enough points to beat.
Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. A gain of 11 on that one. That's enough for a first down.
These third down conversions are just so important. Like everybody stresses, we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. If you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. From the 38 now, here's second down and 3. That's brought in by Darren Waller. And it'll be taken down after a gain of 3, but that is good enough for a first down. First down at the 35-yard line. They'll look to throw yet again. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, taken in over the middle. That's the second time they connect on this drive. This one good for 13 yards. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Back to the air one more time. Rolling right. Now he takes off. And he will take this into the end zone. What a run for the score.
When you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession two. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
So back to level after the touchdown. Time for the kickoff. This taken in at the 8-yard line. The home team's offense are now ready to get going on their second possession. All even here in this opening quarter. And the drive will begin with first down. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll get this complete. That's the tight end, Noah Gray. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. And Tokyo. Here we go. Here we go. 33. 46-yard line. He'll look to throw. He'll find his tight end Gray open downfield. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. That's good for a Tokyo first down. On first and 10, they'll set up to throw. Forced out wide. And he's not able to get away. He does manage to get back to the original line of scrimmage, and that'll set up second down. Gain on the play. Second and 10. Back to throw. Quick throw, taken in. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. It's a gain of 6. Down. Third and 4. 95. Ready? They'll throw here on third and short. And he's going to go into the end zone on an electrifying run. Touchdown, Tokyo. His second TD of the game. This one gives his team the lead. That was going to hurt the defense. He's looking to throw, can't find anyone, takes off, and Greggy takes it the distance for a an exciting touchdown run.
And these are the plays, Mike, that just drive defensive coordinators crazy. He had all of his targets covered up, nowhere to go with the ball, and next thing you know, he gets out of the pocket, takes it all the way with his legs. He's just as dangerous with those feet as he is with his arm.
Tucker is good on the extra point. And his guys will move out to a 14-7 lead. Visitor 7. Kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This is fielded inside the 5. And it'll be brought down past 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The visitors' offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. He'll set up to throw.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so high. They knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Ready from the 33. Here's 2nd down and 5. Come on. Ready. Now, faking the give. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. It's uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up 3rd down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game. Like, we just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
On third down, they'll set up. That's over the middle and intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
I know it doesn't seem like a ton of yards on top of that pick, but that was really well done. I mean, it's just going to make life so much easier now as the offense takes the field, trying to capitalize off of that turnover.
Good throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. Okay, try again. It's 2nd and 10.
Ready. Yellow, 43.
On the counter, it's McCaffrey. And he'll get them 5 yards closer, but now 3rd down coming up. He was taken down at the 22-yard line. It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4. He'll drop to throw. The tackle made by Jordan Brooks. A loss of a yard. It's 4th down. We are through 1. 14-7 is our score. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. No move for the field goal unit. They're going to line up and go for it on 4th down. He'll buy time left.
is quarterback scramble. The defense lets the quarterback get outside the pocket. It puts so much pressure on your paced defenders in the secondary, and they can't latch on, and he takes it on himself.
Extra point try now for Tucker. It's up and through. And his guys will take a 21-7 lead.
Visitors 7.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. The return, here comes Davis. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll start out first down and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. To the outside, he's got Waddle. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 45-yard line.
Number 17, Jalen Waddle.
A run, and it's A-Jack. Took that one outside, waiting for a cutback lane, but it never developed. No gain on the carry.
So his team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional, you become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
They'll stay on the ground with A-Chan. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
Well, it's been the case this entire first half. It's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part. Coming through again with another big stop for us.
They put the tight end Brown in motion. And is caught left side by Waddle. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. Here's first and 10.
Complete to Jalen Waddle. It's a gain of 23 yards.
They'll throw out of the gun. Quick throw out wide. It's caught. And he's out of bounds. Gain of 4. And it'll bring up second down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and 5.
Blitz coming. He'll throw it. He gets it to the rangy tight end, Waller. And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line. So, not quite first and goal. It's first and 10. They're pretty close. They'll run this one straight ahead with Aitchen. Nothing there. He is fortunate just to get back to the line. Now it's second and goal.
Brings up second and 9.
Let's go.
Once again, it's Aitchen. Awkward looking tackle there. Upended at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Check.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And he'll just have to throw this one away. There was nowhere to go downfield. And now it's going to bring up a fourth down.
Jason Sanders on the field goal. A 26-yard attempt. Sanders'
kick is good. And the visitors cut the deficit a bit. The new score is now 21-10.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through and they get 3.
He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
First and 10.
The home team's offense ready to get back at it. They're going to be looking to possibly push this to a 3-score advantage. Work to do on this drive. First and 10. throw here to begin the drop. That one out of the reach of the receiver's outstretched arms. It is incomplete.
Seems like there was some miscommunication that time. They clearly weren't on the same page. That's something that they've got to get on the sideline and get corrected as soon as possible, because I think they just missed out on what could have been a big play.
2nd and 10. Off play action. He'll set up the throw. Thrown into a seat of bodies, but it's complete. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
4 brings up 3rd and 6.
Come on, set.
This one just too far for the receiver out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
Escaping to his left. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line. That escapability on display. As you can see, the rushing total now over 100 yards from the quarterback position. They'll come up here, 1st and 10.
Set, hunt, ready.
They run straight ahead with McCaffrey. He kept waiting for that cutback lane to develop and never did. He tackled right at the line of scrimmage. They'll try again here, 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10. At the 46-yard line.
Going left side down the field, and it's complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Tokyo. A terrific play all the way around. Finished off by the receiver, who not only made the grab, but Greg turned it up and takes it into the end zone.
And that's the tricky part, Mike, that transition from receiver to runner. And in this case, he does it flawlessly. Hook the ball in, secure the catch, and then get upfield and get yourself in the end zone.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Davis now to return it. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line.
First down and 10. At their own 41-yard line.
On the ground to start the drive. It's H. Oh, a loose football. It is picked up by the defense.
And with all this talk about ball security, I can tell you firsthand, Mike, a lot of it just becomes mental. It's like the more you think about it, the more you stress it in practice, it almost gets worse. It's one of those things that when it starts to spiral, it's just hard to pull yourself out.
The home team's offense and the wideout getting set to go once more. They start with the lead and the football. They do so with tremendous field position. It's 1st and 10.
Ready. Ready.
And that is incomplete, but now a penalty flag comes in late. He might have been caught with his hands in the cookie jar. They'll look to throw. Look at that. Sling it across his body and connect. And he's in. Touchdown, Tokyo. At his 2nd touchdown of the game. This one number 7 on the year. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer. Because right now, they don't have one for this game.
Tucker for the point after. He's got it. And his guys add on one more as they extend their 2nd quarter lead.
31. Visitors 10.
the kick's away. Return, here comes Davis. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. The visitors' offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. First down now.
Cowboy 80.
Play fake. He'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. But a penalty flag down on the play. And let's see who's guilty. Back to the air again on set. Oh, they're on him in a flash. And he lost the football. And it will be another turnover as his defense does it again. How about the defense getting to the quarterback, getting access to the ball, knocking it free, and coming up with the recovery?
I'd like to see the quarterback just be a little more secure with the ball, Mike. You can see he's just a little loose, especially when you're operating from the pocket. But give credit to the defender. Nice job attacking the ball, knocking it loose and recovering it. And that is a big takeaway here by this defense.
To the air now on 1st and 10. This one batted away. It's incomplete. Good hands there in the end zone. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd down.
Ready?
Now, a handoff to McCaffrey. And they continue to be tough to stop. Chance to extend the lead even further. And they are set up with 1st and goal.
Tokyo. First down.
McCaffrey. This defense backed up. But they bring the fire there. Stop him before he can get past the 3-yard line.
Leads to 2nd and goal.
Ready?
Now they'll set up to throw. And he's into the end zone yet again. Touchdown, Tokyo. So his big first half continues. 3 rushing touchdowns already. Maybe have to start looking at the record book. See if he can do it. The record in a game is 6. Point after now from Tucker. He's got it. And his guys stretch things out even further.
That's the score. Our home team 42. Visitors 10.
The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. Davis now to return it. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense ready for this next possession. They'll do so with 1st and 10.
Ready, check. 2. Ready?
Screen set up for H.F.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that down.
And it looks like he's going to come up just short of the 1st down. Out of bounds, a yard shy of what they needed. They'll have to pick it up on 3rd down. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 45-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10.
1st and 10 at the 47.
They'll look to throw again. That is knocked away. Incomplete. Good coverage there defensively. All over to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down. Now this defense will use the first of their timeouts. It comes with 47 seconds to go in half number one. Here's 3rd and 7. From the 50, he'll set him to throw. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively. And now, decision time. What are you going to do on 4th down? Now, how about this? It's a fake. That is hot. And they will finally bring him down, but what a call there. The fake works. Big yardage. And the first down. They'll look to throw yet again. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very stout there. That's going to bring up 2nd down. Back to throw. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, it's taken in by Waddle. And he will easily pick up the first down. They've got 1st and goal coming up. First down. That one out wide for right. And he's going to go backward. Taken down at the 6. Jason Sanders on to try the field goal. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the visitors will cut into that lead. 4 seconds still to be played in this half as that one's away. Here comes a return from the goal line. And he's going to be taken down. That is going to do it for us in this first half.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen here, and you never know what you're going to get in the NFL. Sometimes it goes down to the wire. Other times, it's blowout city, like what this game is shaping up to be. But hey, anything can happen, so let's go to the second half. Send it back out to our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thanks. I bet there was 2 different, very different, in fact, halftime speeches from the head coaches as we get set for half number 2. They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense has got to be at its wit's end trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go. And he's turned a number of those into big plays. On play action, he'll set up to throw. Throw on the run is complete. That keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
This is a great example of why teams want to stay out of what they call passing downs, where a defense doesn't have to honor the run. In this case, they do, and man, the play action pass just works off of that and really leads to some chunk plays.
And he'll get about 4 out of that one. That should be another smooth change. It is. First down.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38.
Come on, set.
He'll drop to throw. That's right side, taken in by Tremble. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. 2nd and inches.
It's second and inches.
Up the middle, here's McCaffrey. And he will have the first down. Not a huge run, but enough to move the chains.
That's good for a Tokyo first down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Now, faking the give. That's caught. It's the tight end from Powers. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line. Just his first catch. They have held him in check so far, but that one gives him a first down. From the 35, it's first and 10. Quick throw, that's complete on the slant. And he'll take this one in. Touchdown, Tokyo. It's his third touchdown catch this year. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his fourth touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this group.
Makes the score. Our home team 49. Visitors 13.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. The return, here comes Davis. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The visitors' offense trotting back out for their first involvement of the second half. They're in need of points in a big way as they set out on first and 10.
Let's go.
They'll bring Waller in motion here. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 45-yard line. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. They'll look to throw here on first down. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Now stoppage here for an injured player. That's Jalen Waddle, who's in some discomfort. Set to go now on first and 10.
Ready?
A shotgun handoff to right. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up second down.
At the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 7.
Ready?
Brings up second and
Hawk
3.
70. Hawk 70.
Blitz coming, he'll throw it. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
A gain of 11 on
Come
the
on,
play.
come on. Set. Ready.
They'll bring Waller in motion here. The RPO, they'll get it to Brown. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
65.
Now it's second and 1.
Fix the Eagles.
At the 10-yard line.
They'll run out of the gun with Wright. And he'll fight forward. Doesn't get a hold up, but he got what he needed. It is first and goal coming up.
And the first down.
Here we go.
At the 9-yard
Happy
line.
Lion.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. This is hot toward the side of the end zone. And before the try, remember, it is a touchdown. All scoring plays are reviewed, so replay will confirm this one before we do anything else. So, ruled a touchdown originally. They didn't find any reason to overturn it, and it stays on the board.
The kick is good. Makes the score. Our home team 49. Visitors 20.
touchdown. Myers is back to boot this one away. This will be returned from the 6. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The home team's offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. The throw here is complete. That keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
Another great throw, and that's been the story as you check out these numbers. I mean, he has done everything this team has asked of him and more.
Ready, set.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. This is intercepted. Picked off by Chidobe Awuzie. And the visitors are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. Send a man in motion right. A run with the fullback in goal. Trying to use that big body to get the yardage, but he is stopped for no gain.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Design run, and no place to go. He's hit and taken down behind the line. 3rd and 11.
Head. 60 boxes, 60.
They'll look to throw. And he lost the football. And fortunately, their center able to rein it in, and they'll retain possession.
And they should consider themselves lucky. You can't let a pass rusher through that quickly and not expect there to be consequences. Fortunately, they're at least able to fall on it and prevent this from being a complete disaster.
And that one had too much behind it. It's into the end zone for a touchback. The home team's offense and their big play wideout getting set for their next possession. And you see the numbers for him into this 3rd quarter. They just pop off the screen. He has been open and electric throughout.
Come on, push.
They'll run with McCaffrey to start this drive. He'll gain 3 out of this, up to the 23. 2nd down, they need 7.
A 3-yard down. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Ready.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. Turnover, and the defense comes away with the ball. An issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose. And are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. And that one's incomplete. They really ratcheted up the coverage there, and they force 4th down.
And that's exactly how you teach it. They want these defenders to time the hit, that right when the ball gets there, you separate the receiver from the ball. And those are the ones on offense, man. You just have to make that catch, Mike. I know it's easier said than done, but you know the hit's coming. You've got to squeeze that thing, brace for impact, and make that play for your offense.
So it'll be 1st and 10. They'll scrimmage at the 33. Quick throw, taken in. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he takes up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Go, set, ready. Black 40, set.
Now they'll set up to throw. His tight end Tremble over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
26 yards.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10.
He's ready.
First and 10 at the 29.
So both teams trade touchdowns in that frame as we get through the end of the third quarter. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Set up to throw. They are not having success on defense. That play picks up 19 yards.
That's another.
Let's go.
They'll look to throw again. And he will score again. Touchdown, Tokyo. We might need a calculator before this one is done. It has been one-sided and the route rolls on, Greg.
Absolutely, Mike. And they just keep piling on the points. I mean, this offensive play caller, he's saying it's never enough. I'm going to try to score with every possession, and we've seen him do that all game long.
Decision is made. The offense will stay out there and go for two.
The offense will run out for a 2-point conversion.
That's going to be incomplete. That would have been a tough grab. The collision jarred it loose. The try for two is unsuccessful. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. A return now from the 4. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with first and 10. He gets it to the rangy tight end, Waller. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up second and 2 at the 35-yard line.
He'll let one go down the middle. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a third down. And that is incomplete. Contact, but no flags. Going to be fourth down. We're all set to kick this one away. And he couldn't get that one to check up. It'll keep bouncing into the end zone. It's a touchback. The home team's offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession.
Ready.
This one appears to be safe in hand. It has been a clinical performance to this point. Now they'll try to finish up strong. And he's going to be out of bounds, just shy of midfield.
And Tokyo.
They'll go back to McCaffrey on first down. And this time they are ready for him. Thrown for a loss. And it's second down.
45-yard line.
Here we go.
This one's going to be taken in over the middle. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down.
Brings up third and 9.
From the 50, he'll set him to throw. Good decision to take off. He gets 15 yards and a first down. And he has been terrific all year running the football. You see the numbers for the season. Now up over 500 yards on the ground.
Ready.
On the give, it's McCaffrey. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. First and 10.
Here we go. Ready.
They run once more with McCaffrey. He did not want to go down tacklers. It's a gain of 9.
At the 12-yard line.
Second and a yard.
Brings up second and 1.
They'll run for the first time with their fullback. And that should be enough. He works his way forward to pick up a first down.
That's another Tokyo first down.
On the handoff, McCaffrey. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's second down.
He was brought down by Jack Jones. 2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8.
Again, it's McCaffrey. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. On third down, here's McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey, the ball carrier. He was brought down at the 4-yard line. A gain of 3. It's fourth down.
They can still pick up a first down here, and they'll line up to go for it on fourth down.
Ready, set.
Back to throw. This one intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Mary. And the visitors will take over here just shy of the 30. On the bootleg, he'll look to throw. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
Come on.
Motion the slot man left. He'll look to throw. He'll get this. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. And thankfully for him, one of his teammates were able to secure it. No turnover, and they will hold on to the football. Here now, third and 5.
Yourself in this league as a young player. You don't have to be perfect, but man, when you get opportunities to make big plays, when they come your way, you got to take advantage of it. And boy, did he ever.
Makes the score. Our home team 62. Visitors 20.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. And he's stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The visitors' offense ready to take over once again. They'll begin with first and 10. Right back to the air. The ball comes out. No turnover here. Raptors is able to get the football and get on it to keep possession.
Sometimes these games in the NFL, Mike, they get decided by simply how the ball bounces. I mean, how often do we see a quarterback in the pocket get stripped sacked, and that ball ends up going the other direction? Fortunately for them, they can regroup, get back in the huddle, and live another day. Ball falls into the hands of his own guy, and we'll see if they can dodge this bullet.
Third down. They'll set up to throw. Oh, he's going to be followed up and taken down. They got him.
The quarterback sacked. A loss of 7 yards.
Special teams out to the field, ready for this punt. As he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. Punt team out, ready to send this one away. As this drive went backwards, he's on to kick it away. That's taken at about the 14. That could have broken for a bigger return, but as it is, nice job getting his offense a start out past the 30-yard line. The home team's offense ready to take over once more. And a few kneel downs should do it here. Defensively, they do still have those 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. The drive cut with a carry by McCaffrey. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. If he gets a yard out of that one, it's second down.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Let's go.
He'll drop to throw. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, taken in over the middle. And he's going to have the first down. And that will not officially end it, but for all intents and purposes, they're going to be able to run the clock down from here.
Ready.
Throwing now on 1st and 10. Hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down.
Let's go now.
Here comes the jet sweep.
Mike, this is a great example and a great moment to bring up why it's so important for these offenses to make everything look the same. Formationally, pre-snap movement, because the second that motion looks like a jet motion and he's going to get the ball as opposed to a traditional motion, these defenses are so in tune with all those little differences. They know it's coming and it's not going to be a lot of game.
A gain of only a yard. It's 4th down.
The offense not coming off the field, and here's 4th down. That is incomplete. They couldn't get the connection on 4th. Gonna give the ball over on down. In motion, Westbrook-Akine. Well, it's another catch for his favorite target. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
36 yards.
Now, faking the give. He'll take a shot here, back to the end zone. Whoa. And this defense will take over following the turnover.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's position. Being able to get himself to a spot, get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, that ball was thrown. Me and you were sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they forced a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
So the fans gonna head home happy. It's a win for the hometown squad. They take care of business here at home. It's a game they were expected to win. They had no problems in the end as they cruise to victory. And that'll do it for my partner Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.